On this edition of Business Matters, we are diving into the housing industry and discussing some of this year's trends in the market. Also, we make some repairs and save on energy with blanket insulation. Then we discuss the importance of creating a better environment while creating more jobs with Better Homes for Michigan. All this and more next on Business Matters.
The market is one thing. The market's going to do what it does. That doesn't necessarily relate to any particular home buyer purchasing a particular home at a particular time. You can still do it right and you can still mess up regardless of the market. Again, personally, I don't think, for a couple reasons, I don't think the market's turning around anytime soon. I do think jobs need to lead the way, and jobs are not leading the way at the moment. There's also another wave of foreclosures and short sales about ready to hit the market. Again, we're going uphill as far as the market's turning around a bit. I think that's just a blip, and it's more that it's spring out and the flowers are blooming and people are out looking for houses. As far as how environmental consciousness has had its impact on the home buying public, I would say that as far as existing homes and resales, it has not had much of an impact. Because again, you're dealing with a home that's already built, or it's, I just came from a home inspection helping a client purchase a farmhouse that was built in 1901. Not a whole lot of energy efficiency in that house. We're just thankful that it's standing. So, you have the existing homes, not so much of an impact on buyers. They're worried about other things as far as just the plain old bricks and sticks, and does the basement leak and the roof leak, and what, how new are the windows, is the furnace going to die the day I move in, those types of things. On the other side, home buyers in the new construction industry, and I would say yes, you're starting to see an impact there as far as environmental consciousness is with building materials and energy efficiency, so forth and so on, from the simple reason that we're now building a new home, so we have an opportunity to look at the whole package and how it impacts the environment and how we can be more energy efficient. And that goes from a money saving standpoint too, how we can be the most efficient in our energy savings so that we can save some money on this utility cost or that utility cost.
The owners of Blanket Insulation and the creator of Better Homes for Michigan hopes to impact every type of home, new and old, with the ideas of energy savings.
Back in 1979, as a result of the turmoil going on in the Middle East, we experienced the energy crisis here in the U.S., and price for gas and heating oil skyrocketed. My dad told me that there were long lines at the gas station, and there was a lot of talk in the country just about what we needed to do when it came to energy to not end up in this kind of crisis in the future.
The heart of our energy policy is, the heart of our energy problem is, that we have too much demand for fuel. It keeps going up too quickly while production goes down. And our primary means of solving this problem is to reduce waste and inefficiency.
It just so happens that at this time, weatherization of homes was an industry that was really starting to take off. And builders were really coming into an understanding of cost-effective techniques that can make the home more energy efficient. And it was at that time that my father saw that as an opportunity. Already being somewhat in the building trades by dealing with the maintenance of various rental properties that he had, he decided to start Blanket Insulation. He bought a truck, he bought an installation machine, and started to get customers. Blanket Insulation is a home performance contractor, and we offer whole home solutions to make the home more safe, comfortable, and energy efficient. We provide insulation for needed areas in the home, such as attic, walls, and crawl spaces. The types of insulation we primarily use are blown-in cellulose and fiberglass. We provide complete home air sealing, which involves spray foam application at the rim joist, weather stripping of doors, treating attic accesses. We offer furnace and air conditioners, window replacements, and roofing. Home performance as an industry has made great strides since my dad started Blanket Insulation. We can now perform home energy assessments or energy audits, which through the use of special diagnostic equipment can give you a very accurate measurement of where your home stands in terms of health and safety.
Hi. Hey, how's it going? No problem. Greg Mills with Blanket Insulation.
Yeah, how you doing?
Nice to meet you.
First thing we do, we come in, we actually take dimensions on the house and do a visual inspection on the outside. Corner of the house to where it's no longer 2 stories.
You see how it's just a 1-story section right there?
We want to get our measurements so we can calculate area and volume. That way we can do calculations to figure out how much air flows in the house. We come in, we do a combustion safety test, which includes checking carbon monoxide on the furnace, the hot water tank, any combustion appliance in the home, monitoring ambient carbon monoxide the whole time. Carbon monoxide is present in any house that contains a combustion appliance, whether this be from your fireplace, your oven, or the furnace and hot water tank. It's a very dangerous byproduct of combustion, and too high levels can be lethal, so we always check for that. We want to make sure that the levels are within safe limits, and if they aren't, we notify you immediately. Always recommend to install a carbon monoxide detector and take the proper precautions to make sure that we don't cause any problems with it when we tighten up a house.
We test the oven, we want to monitor ambient carbon monoxide the whole time. These can be one of the most dangerous combustion appliances because they aren't vented outside the house. So if they aren't burning cleanly, they can cause some serious issues.
We check for gas leaks in the house. We set up a blower door, which is a device where we actually install a fan into the door, depressurize the house, and then check for the air leaks with this fan. Couple that with the thermal imaging camera and smoke pencils, we can actually find any leak that you might have in your house.
That source right there at the rim joist is, a really good source for air infiltration. You've got small gaps and cracks, and you add that up over the whole length of the house, ends up being a pretty big size hole. It's almost the equivalent of having a window open.
After that, we'll check for insulation levels, make sure they're where they're supposed to be, and if they're not, give you recommendations on how to get them where they need to be.
Everyone should at least know where they stand when it comes with combustion safety, because you get a house inspection when you first buy a place. They don't do things like that, they're checking structure and making sure, wiring's okay and things like that, but rarely are they actually testing combustion appliances, which can be really dangerous, so.
At the end of every audit, after we've collected all our data, we compile a report, a detailed report on what we found in the house and what's going on. And it's going to, in detail, tell you what's going on with the health and safety issues that we find, where the insulation's at, where the air sealing needs to be at, and we give you recommendations on how to solve all these problems. Energy savings can be really big if you have insulation and air sealing done to your house. Generally, when I go into a house after an audit, recommendations usually bring somewhere in the ballpark of $400 to $500 a year, if not more. If you put in a high-efficiency furnace, high-efficiency hot water tank, just upgrade appliances to Energy Star appliances, I've seen houses get $700, $800, $900 in savings. So it can be pretty huge to have these measures done. And this is one of the only investments that you put into your house that's actually going to pay you back in the long term.
There's also for residents a special program that can be taken advantage of in conjunction with the Consumers Energy program, and that program is known as Better Buildings for Michigan. This is a program that right now is operating in 6 different cities in Southeast Michigan.
So Better Buildings for Michigan is a federal program that's being run national, and Michigan is one of 2 states that actually have received it. So a lot of nationally it's been cities, but Michigan received it on a statewide level. And what it is it's actually a research project, and we're trying to figure out what is driving energy efficiency markets and how we can expand those in the future. So the program is being run in Michigan, in Southeast Michigan, in 6 suburbs, and in the city of Detroit. And right now it's open to all of those suburbs that Willis later, and then to all of the residents in the city of Detroit. So what the program does is it actually helps lower your energy bills, it reduces your energy costs, it makes your home more comfortable, and it helps you save money. It also gives you access to incentives and rebates that we can double, triple, match or something. Each package is different depending on the home and the city that we're in. But that's something that will bring the cost of any home improvements down that a homeowner might already be planning to do. So on a city level, it makes housing stock rise. So it makes the value of the home go up. So for Southeast Michigan, which is the area that we're covering here, is we have a goal of a little over 4,000 homes by the end of this year. So we're working with local contractors like Blanket Insulation to do the work in these areas and help us get to those 4,000 homes. Speaking on an economic level for the program, it actually touches on a couple of different things. One, we're actually creating jobs for people in this field. So that's one thing. So locally, like through contractors like Blanket Insulation, by them being a part of this program, they're able to hire more people to do audits and do work on homes. And then hopefully, after those base packages or the audits are complete, there's going to be additional work that'll be done, which will open up more jobs for the area. So that's on one level. Another level is, yes, trending costs of fuel, they're rising. So this is really an opportunity for the nation to look at a very local level, how we can help mitigate that and what it'll drive markets so we can keep those costs down by providing home improvements. So once you sign up for the program, we would assign a contractor like Blanket Insulation to come to your home, and the first visit takes about 4 hours. And they'll do a health and safety test to make sure that your furnace is working, there's no gas leaks, there's basic, no asbestos, vermiculite, all this nasty stuff that can get in your home. And then they'll do a diagnostics on your house. And they'll be able to tell you how you spend money with energy. And then they'll give you this full report about how you're using energy in your house. And in the report will be customized to your home incentives and rebates in case you want to keep saving money on your home, what you can do to start doing that right now. So part of the program, like I said before, was to create jobs in the area. So we wanted to hire local contractors, and we have a very high level of expertise. So we really want our contractors to be top of the line, 5-star across the board. They have to be BPI certified, Michigan Saves certified, who is the financial operator of this and there weren't very many locally, so Blanket was one of them. They applied, and of course we wanted to work with them because they were so high quality.
One of the things that we're really proud of as an organization is the fact that we work closely with community work development organizations, one of the main ones being WARM. WARM Training is an organization that actually trains long-term unemployed individuals on how to do the work that we do, on how to do the installations in home performance. So they learn how to insulate. They learned all the aspects of air sealing, operating some of the diagnostic tools that we use, and upon that training, WARM, they go out and try to get them hired. And I met some of the folks at WARM and at organizations such as Focus Hope, and we ended up, really forming a relationship where we've been able to hire individuals from these training facilities, and over half of our staff, our workforce, has come through that network. And these are individuals, some of whom, hadn't worked before starting with us in 18 months, almost 2 years, literally. And they've been working with us for, the last 2 to 3 years. It's been a very successful program, and it's been important to me, hiring individuals that have suffered in this economy. It's been really tough, and especially for those that were in the building trades. With the market crash in 2008, and we saw this economy take a tumble. you know, the opportunity, you know, really dwindled for a lot of folks. So the fact that, you know, we've been able to hire that many folks, you know, at least 20 individuals, you know, something we're really proud of. And, you know, we'll continue to practice that and provide opportunities, you know, really good paying jobs to these installers and continue to serve the community in that fashion. So.